Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 15 of the Interview Specialist. Our special guest for today is Emma. Emma, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Emma Minnow. I'm currently in my Master's of Translational Health Sciences at the University of Windsor. And previous to that, I did my undergrad in biochem at U Windsor. And I also currently work as a program coordinator for a local community hospital called Erie Shores Healthcare.
Awesome. So let's start from the very beginning, where it all started. Which high school did you go to?
I actually went to Essex High, which is funny because everyone who knows that I live in Essex always says, "What high school did you go to?" And they don't know that Essex High existed. But yeah, I went to Essex High School.
Awesome. And what experiences did you have during your high school which influenced you to enroll in your undergraduate program?
I think it was a really small high school, which was actually a really good benefit to me because you knew everyone that you were in the classes with. And you also got to know the teachers really well too. You weren't in super large class sizes and you were able to pick which specialties you enjoyed the most and kind of venture down that path, especially in grade 11 and 12. I was able to pick exact electives that I wanted and really set myself up for a successful career in undergrad. So I got to gain some valuable insight from a lot of the teachers there, and as well make a lot of different connections that I know I might not have gotten if I were at a bigger high school, which was really nice. And I also got some volunteer experience in grade 11 and 12 through Rotary Interact, which was really special because not a lot of high schools in the area have Rotary Interact, and it gave me an opportunity to make connections and help out my community in a way I didn't think I could.
Awesome. And how was your first year at university, transitioning from high school? What are some challenges you faced and how did you overcome them?
It was fun, I'll say that. It was definitely a challenge. I think everything always came really easily to me in high school. I didn't ever really have to put an effort into stuff. And when it was only 1 or 2 days of studying. So it was kind of a wake-up call going into undergrad from one, not knowing like the teachers not really knowing you as much as you kind of did in high school, and then also kind of adapting to having a lot of challenging classes at the same time. And especially going into biochem, it was overwhelming to not just be in regular biology now, but be breaking it down into cell biology or biodiversity and really getting detail oriented into all of those subjects. So it was definitely a challenge, but it was something that once I was able to overcome that first year, I truly knew that's what I wanted to do in the future. And it was nice to get that reassurance from handling undergrad. So yeah.
Fantastic. Besides the academics, there's a central part of a student life, which is being social and gaining new connections, especially when entering university. How did you deal with that, especially moving from small classroom sizes in high school to large classroom sizes in university?
Yeah, so I think taking part in some of the clubs or events on campus was one of the main ways that I got involved with some different people. I think COVID really affected that. I was one of the ones who halfway through second year, which when you're really getting into the nitty gritty of meeting people and group projects and all that type of stuff, I wasn't able to do anymore. It turned to classrooms and online sessions, and that's really it. So it was kind of tough to overcome that, but what I made sure to do is keep my connections I had from first year. And I was able to, even if it was meeting online with people to form a study group, I was still able to do that. And it was kind of nice to now walking into my master's, know a few people from undergrad and make a better connection with them being a smaller group. So it was really awesome that even through COVID, I was able to stay connected and do some even online events, social clubs, or if USci Network hosted something online, I was able to attend their game night. So that was pretty fun.
Awesome. And past your first year, like some students find it easier, the courses get easier moving from first year up until graduation, and some find it challenging. How was yours?
I think second year for me was definitely the hardest. First year, I found a lot of the stuff was a little bit of a review, especially classes like differential calculus was a lot of review, and cell bio, you were just getting a little bit more detail oriented. You knew the step 1 and step 2, and now you were just learning step 3 and step 4. So I think once I hit second year, that's where it got really challenging. I got introduced to a lot of new science topics I hadn't ever experienced before, organic chem, inorganic chem, a lot of stuff that I didn't know if I was up quite for the challenge, but it turned out to be something I enjoyed, so it was okay. And then I think I really hit my like for biochem undergrad in third and fourth year. I was able to take more electives. I was able to choose specifically what I wanted to do, and even branch out into some of the environmental science classes or social science classes that I didn't get to take in first and second year. So I definitely had a liking in third and fourth year, especially because it got a lot more what I wanted to do specifically, or what I had an interest in. So yeah, it was definitely nice in the upper years. It got easier for me, but I will say second year, in my opinion, was the hardest.
Awesome. And how and when did you enter the world of research?
So I've always been quite interested in research. I think I went into undergrad the same as every other maybe science undergrad, or a lot of them, who said, I might want to be a doctor, I might want to be a dentist. But I really got interested in research when I saw the life-changing things research can do. You can't make treatments or decisions for patient care out of the blue. It comes from research. And I really wanted to be involved in those initial steps of figuring out what works and what doesn't for those treatments. And not just treating the symptoms, but figuring out how we can treat the initial problem. So in undergrad, I got a little bit involved in research, but it was hard during COVID. So I did a lot of online stuff. And one of my main things was kind of media control and website control for neutron scattering, which is one of Drew Marquardt's labs at the University of Windsor. And that was really special because that was a reason I was still able to be involved while being at home and stuck in the pandemic. And a lot of undergrad students weren't able to travel to the university to do research. So that was an awesome way to stay involved. And then in my upper years, it was assisting with a few clubs that helped with research and innovation ideas, and connecting high school students who might be interested in science programs to the idea of research, and to the idea that you can get involved as young as first and second year into research. So that was my main stuff I did in undergrad, specifically involving research. Yeah.
Awesome. And so having done some physics and computational based research, what influenced you to enter into course-based research that's focused on health?
I think I really got exposed to the idea of patient care and kind of public health ideas. Kind of in second, or I would say third year specifically, I took a few courses that were more geared towards that kind of subject. So embryology and epigenetics and stuff that you knew wasn't just down to the cells and down to the physics and of the human body. It was also an aspect of social sciences, and there's way more that affects a person than just the nature of their genes and everything. So it was really cool to get an idea of the research that you could do in health sciences, that it wasn't just the science and background of biology and chemistry, but it was also the social science aspect. And I think that's what interested me most. I'm a people person, so it was the best of both worlds. It was science that I love and people that I love too. So yeah.
Awesome. And since now you're in your second semester of your course-based research, how is it going so far? And what courses have you taken so far? And what experiences have you been exposed to?
Yeah, so we took a lot of professional development courses, which at first I kind of wanted to get my hands dirty in the science side of things. And then I kind of took a step back and I realized how important professional development is in a career like this. You only get so far with what you know and what your brain can kind of write down and show. But it also takes a sense of professionalism and connections and all those things to get where you want to go in your career. So that was really cool to be able to get a lot of that aspect in this master's program that I wasn't really expecting, but now I definitely know it's going to help me in the long run. And it was super awesome to get to experience. And then we've also done some oncology-based courses, which is always interesting. I love, like I said, the science behind things, and some of them are even to the social aspects of science. So it's been awesome to get kind of get the experience of reading about that sort of thing and breaking down the aspects of every different type of research project, being able to even create our own research project and proposals and kind of get feedback on them so we know in future areas where we should go and what we should fix. And that's been really awesome if you're looking for a future career in research. And then my current research project is in connection with Windsor Regional Hospital. I work on addiction medicine research. So one, we need to fully understand where the gap lies between those who may come in for an addiction related issue or polysubstance use disorder or something like that, and what we can truly do for them, not only in the inpatient side, but in the outpatient side as well, to ensure that we're attempting to alleviate some of the issues related by polysubstance use disorder, and also education for the physicians to better understand why addiction medicine services is so helpful, and where we need to fix the gap between referrals and getting those patients connected to the addiction medicine services that they need. So yeah.
Awesome. And how would you say, like the knowledge that you gain from your courses, how are you able to integrate those into your research project?
I think it's really interesting to know the science behind some stuff. So when you fully get to understand mental health disorders and even brain injuries or anything like that, the science behind that, we've done a little bit of understanding research with glioblastoma and stuff like that. And even though it's cancer research, it still really puts into perspective how big of a even lifestyle change living with a brain injury or anything of that sort can be, and the toll it can take being a cancer patient. And mental health and addiction is no different. It's really a disease and a disorder that needs to be kind of addressed and handled. And it kind of helps me to see on one aspect, the cancer side of stuff, the science behind that, but the social aspects that can come into effect when someone is diagnosed with cancer, and use it in addiction medicine and help me better understand where those patients' questions lie and what we need to do to try to get the education across to these patients and get the education across to those physicians to help them truly understand how important addiction medicine is.
Awesome. Another important aspect which determines how the student is doing in school is actually how they maintain their physical and mental well-being. So how do you maintain yours?
Ooh, I'd say there's some days where I don't, but I really want to. I think one of the main things is just making sure that I actually have a break between work and school and my life and my hobbies and things like that. So I think one, breaking up and making sure that you have a good work-life balance or a good school life balance. One of the things I love to do, and shout out to some of my master's friends here, is they were connected with me in the summer with beach volleyball, and now we actually play at the university on Thursday nights in volleyball. And even though it might be later at night and I might say to myself, oh my gosh, I want to go home, I want to sleep, I finish that night knowing I did something social, I did something active, and it was really fun to get out, get involved in something. And it's at the university and it's with people I know. And it is really exciting to know that I can be involved in something like that and I can still handle work and I can still handle school life and everything like that. And even going out with friends, making it a Friday night event if we're going out for dinner, or a Saturday out and about doing something active. I love to just get involved with people that I care about and am going to have fun around to make sure that like I said, I have a good work-life balance.
Awesome. That's very inspirational. Thank you so much for taking us through your journey, and thank you for being a guest speaker on my channel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.